Hey Aqua, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning into your mid-July bonus love reading. This can be for Aqua, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and we will be using a couple of different decks to have a look and see what cards come up for you for your mid-July love reading. So let's jump into it, shall we? If you are after a private reading, Aqua, they are on sale up until the end of July. Otherwise, I do want to thank you all for leaving behind likes, shares, subscribes, donations. It really does mean a lot. So thank you very much. Okay, Aqua, let's have a look and see. Okay. And look at some reversals this time round. Can't let go of someone here. Someone is really struggling to let go, Aqua. A relationship isn't forming. There isn't agreeability. It's not taking place. There's loss around you, yet you can't walk away. You can't seem to depart, and you're in this sort of You're in some sort of wheel, and the same thing keeps happening. Five of Swords can often indicate walking away from a situation. And I feel like it's reversed, so someone doesn't want to walk away. Now, you are often seen as a Swords, Aqua, so I'm wondering if it's you. Something's really bothering you here with the Nine of Swords. Something is bothering you, but you feel like you either can't express it. Communication is reversed. Love is representing the sign of Gemini. Gemini being ruled by the planet of communication, which is Mercury. So seeing that it's almost like you're in a no contact or no speaking phase, or you may enter this in the time of mid-July. And there you can see the beak is shut. Someone's had the last word, or someone will, and I think it's going to be you, Aqua. But then you may come to regret your decision. Notice how he's got the cups here and they spill. So they're normally on this cliff. You can see the two that are on the cliff, but he's spilt these. So it might be that you've gone too far with something here, Aqua. You might have hurt someone. You might have hurt them, but they're pretending that the pain doesn't hurt them, or they're trying to disguise it. Now the Hangman is normally the other way, but this time the fact that he's come up upright, I think this is disguise. I do. I don't know who's hurting here. Who's hurting who? Aqua, is it you hurting another person, them hurting you, or you both doing it towards each other? Because the swords are here. So I'm seeing that the air sign is A has come up reversed. You also have the Fool, but the Fool is reversed. And if the Fool is reversed, that shows it's wising up about a situation. It could be that you know you have to end something that you feel is a good thing, or you feel like you never would have to end. And that loss isn't easy to deal with. I keep getting like no contact or no communication. You may be waiting for it. And like the days, the hours that go past, and you're like checking your phone or looking at your emails, or hoping this person will contact you, and they're not, like it pains you. And it's just like you feel like every day is so repetitive because you're waiting for the same thing. That doesn't mean communication can't come. But right now, the cards would indicate that you're sort of left in the dark about a situation. So you don't really know where someone is sitting right now, and it's confusing you very much. But I do want to say it's like, because Five of Swords upright is picking up the pieces. Okay, it may be like walking away, like an emotional parting of some kind. But then it's like picking up the pieces and regrouping. Like, okay, what am I going to do now? Or how can I fix this? Or what can I say to remedy this? But this is reversed. And you're not, the Fool normally take risks, but the Fool is reversed here. So you don't want to take the risk just in case you don't get a response. I think that's major for you, communication. And yet, you're not ready to completely move on. You're not ready for a new beginning, because the Fool often indicates the beginnings, but it's reversed. You're still hurting or dealing with the pain. It's still, see how the bird's claws are gripping this Ten of Swords. It's still gripping you, but he lies lifeless. I almost want to say like a double whammy. Like something may have happened twice, Aqua, because it's almost, he's stabbed, but then he's being carried away by this bird. And everything seems very unusual, I think, for you. Very unusual between this person, because it may be like normally after a fight or after an argument or after a disagreement, you give each other some hours or a couple of days and you come back together and everything's hunky-dory again. This time round though, Aqua, this time it's different and it scares you. This time it's completely foreign to you. You're either going like weeks, months without talking to each other and you don't know how to handle it because you're not used to this. It possibly has never happened with this person before. But keeping quiet, the Queen of Swords. Someone has had the last word and it may have been painful because there's pain. And the Hangman is often seen as like punishment and silent treatment. So I don't know if you're purposely doing this to someone or they're doing it to you, but no, it's their way of punishing you. Because right now the relationship is upside down. It's introverted. And the Lovers is normally the formation of the union here, but in this case, they're upside down. So they're both coming up with I'm not ready to speak. I'm not ready to say sorry. I'm not ready to do that. So possibly not ready to admit they were wrong or you were wrong, but yet it's killing you. And like each day that passes, it's sort of like, it seems like a repetitive cycle for you. Like you're living the same day and you're going through the same thoughts and you tell yourself the same story every time about how things went down, what you could have done different. So there might be maybe you're trying to consolate yourself here, okay? Self-consolation. If that's helping, great. Maybe you need to talk about it to someone you trust. Maybe not necessarily this person, but if there's someone you can sort of open up to, it may give you more understanding into the situation and it may give you a different perspective because suddenly the Hangman looks different. He looks at us with a different perspective. And this looks, instead of like the rising sun, it's like a setting sun. It's down below. So before the sun sets and this tide on the relationship changes, you might want to talk about it, Aqua. Maybe to yourself, maybe to someone you trust. Maybe this is what needs to happen. I don't know if there was like a third party thing. You may even find out that someone you're still sort of connected to might be talking to another person. So there's not communication with you, but there may be communication with another, and you might feel like you've lost them for good, but I don't think it's all over. Vice versa, Aqua, you could be dealing with something here with this person, and then someone else shows up and you're like, okay, let's talk. You might not be ready for that. It might be your way of being spiteful or getting back at them, but ultimately you have to ask yourself, is this what your heart wants? Are you doing it for the right reasons, or are you doing it for reasons of attention? Because you might think it's a bright idea, but you're not in a good mind state to make these good decisions, at least not around the relationship or the marriage or whoever this person is, because healing needs to happen between the both of you. And maybe it's a message here that you just need to take time apart. But it's this going around in circles, telling yourself what happened, trying to deal with it, trying to understand it. That's the hardest part. And then it's like a sense of devastation because you feel like, is this it? But, you know, I always associate these 2 cups left behind as like second chances, or like you still have something left. It's like unfinished business. So it's not like you've completely lost all the cups and you're left with nothing, Aqua. So I feel like there is a glimmer of hope after all between you and this person. I will leave your reading at that though, Aqua, so thank you again so much for tuning in. I do hope it's been helpful.